My mother sent a mass text canceling my gender reveal because my sister was getting divorced for cheating. I exposed the truth and uninvited them. I, 31F, was left at a hospital as a newborn. My parents had been trying to have a child for over a decade without success when they decided to adopt. According to my dad, when they first saw me, they knew I was meant to be their daughter. The adoption process took months. Interviews, home inspections, paperwork, but they persevered. I grew up as their only child for several years, surrounded by their love and attention. My paternal grandparents embraced me from day one. They celebrated my birthdays, included me in family traditions, and treated me exactly like their other grandchildren. My father's siblings and their children also welcomed me without question. We spent holidays together, went on camping trips, and maintained close relationships even as we grew older. My maternal grandparents were a different story. They never accepted me as part of the family. During my first Thanksgiving with the extended family, everyone received personalized place cards at the dinner table, except me. When I asked my grandmother where I should sit, she pointed to a small folding chair in the corner of the dining room, separate from everyone else. My dad immediately picked me up, grabbed our coats, and we left. My mother stayed behind, saying she would talk to her parents. When we got home, Dad explained that some people have narrow views about what makes a family. He promised that no matter what anyone else thought, I would always be his daughter. The next day, Mom returned and assured me her parents would come around eventually. They never did. When I was 8, my mother unexpectedly became pregnant. The news came as a shock to everyone, including my parents who had long given up hope of conceiving. Their joy was immediate and obvious. I noticed how my maternal grandparents reacted to the news, calling it a miracle and suddenly becoming more interested in visiting our home. I started having nightmares about being sent back to the hospital. One morning, after waking up crying, my parents sat me down and assured me that I would always be their first daughter. Dad emphasized that family isn't about blood, but about love. Mom suggested I could help decorate the nursery and become a big sister. The idea of having a sibling eventually grew on me. Hannah was born in spring. I remember standing on my tiptoes beside the hospital bed to see her tiny face. Dad lifted me up so I could get a better look, and Mom showed me how to support her, head properly when holding her. For the first few years, Hannah followed me everywhere. She wanted to wear the same clothes, play the same games, and sit beside me during meals. I taught her how to tie her shoes and ride a bike. Something changed after Hannah turned 5. My maternal grandparents began taking her for weekend visits without me. When she returned, she would look at me differently and avoid playing with me. Once, while coloring together, she suddenly asked, "Is it true you're not really my sister?" I didn't know how to respond and told Mom about it later. She dismissed it as a misunderstanding and said she would talk to Hannah. The incident started small. My homework assignments disappeared from my backpack. My favorite sweater went missing before school picture day. When I mentioned these things to my parents, they suggested I was becoming forgetful or disorganized. Then I noticed my toothbrush was wet every morning, even though I hadn't used it yet. I started keeping it in my bedroom instead of the bathroom. One day after school, I found Hannah in my room applying my new makeup all over her face and the carpet. When I asked what she was doing, she smirked and continued rubbing eyeshadow into the rug. I called for Mom, who came upstairs and gasped at the destruction. Nearly $200 worth of products I had saved for months to buy were ruined. I was just playing, Hannah said. Mom sighed and told me not to overreact about just makeup, while helping